I'm Brandon. I love Hallmark Christmas movie, mystery movie.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark Christmas movie, mystery movie.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark Christmas movie, mystery, not mystery movies. And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Come on. You're better than that.
It's his podcast. Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
All right, let's get this out of the way real quick.
Yep.
One, I got an artificial tree. I love it. I'm having a fantastic time. I've honestly never had more Christmas spirit than I have right now.
You seem so serious now, too.
I
You seem like a full-grown man.
I am, yeah. You know what? I'm over it. No one else.
You're good. You're doing
no
great.
one else. Everybody came to my defense. Is all I'm trying to say. Second, we got these in the mail from Lynn.
Thanks, Lynn.
Elf maple graham crackers. On Christmas morning, the other podcast that I host.
You do Christmas morning. You and I need to start listening at some point.
You gotta check that out. I didn't think it would last.
We're daily now till Christmas.
People listen every day?
Every day. And just had a little merch drop. ChristmasMorningPodcast.com/shop. The
Christmas morning podcast.
ChristmasMorningPodcast.com/shop.
There we go.
I think it's next week. We're going to be talking about Elf. It's the 20th anniversary of Elf, 20th anniversary of Love Actually. Big year in 2003.
Those are the last two Christmas classics.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
That's the article I read.
They're doing a ton of Elf stuff this year, different than other years, I guess. Goldfish limited edition Elf maple syrup graham.
It's going to be too sweet for me.
Similar to pumpkin spice.
Ooh, are they shaped like Christmas trees?
They are. Some of them are shaped like maple syrup.
Candy cane,
pizza slice,
candy corn.
That is not a pizza slice. That's a candy cane.
Pizza slice.
Maple
It's like a
syrup.
swirly pizza.
I love how many pieces you get for a taste.
Yeah, I got one.
I did not mean
and
to pour
it's
this
a real fish, and I can smell how sweet they are from here.
I don't like the smell.
Let's see. No. Not for me at all. No, thank you.
If you stick with it, there comes the graham cracker.
Yeah.
Things that taste like syrup are typically always out for me.
Not bad.
I don't hate them.
Yeah, I will not have another one. Thank you, though.
There are no pumpkin spice goldfish.
What is that?
Nothing is. Those are magical. Pizza slice.
Yeah.
How's the pizza slice?
The pizza slice is decent.
I love maple.
Yeah, she's in.
So she's in. All in.
Let's see. What else was I? Brian, what's new in your life?
Oh,
How was your weekend?
You know what? I had a special weekend.
Tell me about
I went away this weekend for a night. And I got a massage on Sunday.
Wait, what are you talking
I
about? What do you mean you
I almost
whipped?
saw John Stamos, weirdly enough.
He might have been there. He might have been there.
You went away
for one night.
One night only.
Where'd you go?
Asheville, North
This
Carolina.
for your wife's birthday?
It was like an anniversary birthday.
You went to Grove Park?
Nope.
No.
Where'd you go?
Asheville. We just stayed just above downtown.
Okay.
Just outside downtown.
Did you stay at the Grove Park Inn?
Nope.
Okay. No.
Some bed and breakfast. It was
gonna
a
get
Are you
mansion.
sure it wasn't the Grove Park Inn?
It was not. It didn't even rhyme with Grove Park.
Okay, great.
Was the massage on site?
No.
Okay.
That was a different spot.
Should have asked that question
No.
first.
Yeah.
So we had to go to a different spot.
How
That
was your
great.
massage?
Good. I'm not a big massage guy. Like,
Yeah?
I don't care. I probably had 3 in my life. I could care less. It was good. My back feels better.
Yeah.
I had a sore back. Maybe that's what you should do.
Ooh,
Get a
yeah.
little full body massage going. Real nice. We were there a long time. It was a long trip. Like we were there
You
for
said you were there for one night.
What do you mean?
We were at the resort for like 5 hours. The spa.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
that
Whole-
part of it.
whole
Wow.
What was the name of the
Yeah.
spa? We'll look into
It
this.
was Koji, I think it was. Was the name of it? Koji
You're
or
making
Koju?
stuff up.
Koju. It might
You
have
know
been
what I
Koju.
heard? Asheville's
I'm not joking.
slogan is, that ain't living.
That ain't living. You know what is living? Greenville, South Carolina.
No.
Guys, what a day tomorrow is. The launch of the
tomorrow
downtown ice skating rink. It opens up tomorrow.
What a day
Can you believe
tomorrow
that?
is.
What a day tomorrow is. Well, I think we've been talking about doing a vlog on the downtown ice skating rink for years, and we have not done it.
Correct.
We've never done that?
We've never done this.
Boy.
But I think that we should. So very excited about that in downtown Greenville. Also very excited about all the movies that are coming out this coming weekend. Lifetime starts playing some Christmas movies this weekend. All of those movies are going to be available on Philo, as well as this program right here. So head to philo.tv/DTH to get all your Christmas content that you could really possibly want. So much stuff, not just the Hallmark and the Lifetime, but so many like quote unquote real movies. Christmas with the Cranks, I'm sure is on there.
Oh man,
yeah.
A
And I have
real
it
movie.
I still have it saved.
You still got it saved.
Still do.
You've watched
I feel
it
like
this
watched
year?
it
The
this
thing
year.
I need to do this year is watch Christmas with the Cranks. I've never seen it.
You've
what's what?
never seen it?
No,
Wow.
never seen it.
You've been talking ish about a movie you've never seen?
It is like historically reviled critically. Like
So?
not like
Yeah,
like a
get
lot
outta
of
here.
Christmas movies critics don't get because you got to be in the Christmas spirit. Like Elf wasn't beloved initially. Like they're wrong on that. But this movie, Christmas with the Cranks, is I'm pretty sure the one that's just like it might be Deck the Halls. Either Christmas with the Cranks
Deck
or
the Halls
Deck the
is,
Halls.
Deck the Halls is just
no,
like-
Christmas with the Cranks does not get great reviews.
I don't get what the
Hated.
big deal is.
But Deck the Halls is worse than Christmas with the Cranks.
What's so
okay.
bad
Maybe
about
it's Deck the
critically.
Halls
Cranks?
I'm thinking of.
But I don't think I think with Christmas with the Cranks is in the 20s. Like it's not great.
Yeah, real bad. Yeah,
Deck the Halls is down in the
it's like
singles,
sevens.
single
Yeah,
digits.
it's just 7%.
Like-
I
they
mean,
were
there
doing it
is
on
a
purpose.
father sexually harassing his own daughter in that movie. So it's
Good
Deck the Halls is
gosh.
tough. He doesn't know it's his daughter.
That does okay.
Just
Yeah.
given the context, everybody. Deck
You
the
should.
Halls.
You should watch
I,
Christmas with the
I,
Cranks.
I will watch Christmas with the Cranks.
Absolutely
I'll do
should.
it.
Alonzo and I reviewed Deck the Halls
I remember this
during
and Christmas
our-
with the Cranks.
Did we do Christmas with
I think
the
you did
Cranks?
both of them.
I think you did.
I think we did, yeah. If you guys want to go back to 2021, 2022.
ago.
It was in
2022.
2022.
2022,
Yes.
25 weeks of Christmas
That's right.
movies.
That's right, before July.
Alonzo and I were taking, he made me watch a lot of old movies. I made him watch movies that he wished he had never
Got
seen
back
again.
into
And
it.
It was a lot of fun. Speaking of a lot of fun, let's talk about Mystery on Mistletoe Lane. It originally aired on November 9th, 2023. It's starring Vic Webster, which means Fighting James will be very interesting. And it went a little something like this. Heidi, she's new to town. Everyone say hi, Heidi.
Hi, Heidi.
Howdy ho. She is not nearly prepared enough for the cold. She's from North Carolina, and she says in this movie doesn't get a lot of snow in North Carolina. So that's
Fascinating.
interesting.
Good to know.
In previous years of Hallmark, I've been told otherwise and shown otherwise. She meets a neighbor who says, if you like history, you're going to love this place. Talking about the house. She runs out to her car, gets her coffee, and the door closes, kind of like locks her out-ish. She's able to like slam it open, but then snow falls on her head, and a sign that says MM appears above her. The mystery. She heads into work for her first day, and she's told that she's the first director of the Historical Society to opt to stay at that house in years. She bumps into grumpy handyman David. He used to be the director here, but now he is launching his own restoration business, like restoration houses. Like he's not going to help you restore yourself. He could. I mean,
He could.
I felt restored after watching this performance. Her first order of business is creating a Christmas exhibit. Showcasing the Christmas history of New Hallow. She gets a call that one of the movers tripped and bumped into some old painting that fell down. So there you go. With her kids coming into town, David, hearing that conversation, says, hey, I should come by, take a look at the house, make sure that it's safe for kids. They inspect the painting, and it's a painting of mistletoe. On the back, it has a mistletoe-themed riddle and is signed by someone named JR. They look at the hole that is
Somebody
behind.
shot him.
Oh no. They look at the hole that was behind the painting when it was hanging, and there's a tiny little reindeer figurine that has D3 written on it. D3, obviously, the
Mighty
worst of the
Ducks
Mighty Ducks
3, of
movie.
course, yeah.
David, why would you write that on a reindeer? Why would you write
Bad.
D3 is the worst Mighty Duck movie of all time? I don't know, but David sticks around to help Heidi get all the boxes put away. They talk about the house, the history of it, what they think that reindeer's all about. Her kids get home, and her son inspects his dresser. It has a carving of JR on the outside, and then inside an arrow leading to a Christmas tree. Inside this Christmas tree is a clue laying out that there are a bunch of other clues throughout the house Some might say this is a Christmas scavenger hunt. It's a Christmas scavenger hunt. It's good to be back. David was convinced that he used to have the same painting of mistletoe when he was growing up. So he goes to the basement, tracks it down, and it has a different riddle on the back of it. The kids start doing the Christmas scavenger hunt and find another reindeer in the mouth of a giant nutcracker. There's a sentence I wrote down. Heidi's first few days of work revolve around decorating for Christmas because this is a Hallmark Christmas movie and our hands are tied in that regard. David talks to his dad about what Heidi is finding and he starts being really weird about it. Like, hey, don't talk to me about this. So you just leave it alone. Don't worry about this. So David and Heidi immediately start investigating who the family was that lived at this house before. What happened to the Mistletoe Inn, and taking a romantic horse ride together because you have to. David's dad ends up coming to town to spend Christmas with David, and they talk about why David didn't really celebrate Christmas at all when he was a kid. Why does his dad not like Christmas? His dad does not want to talk about it, but he does help the kids with a clue that they're stumped on when it comes to the Christmas scavenger hunt. After that, they decide to bring in their mom and David into the mix to help them solve the scavenger hunt because family. The deputy mayor comes to see the exhibit and he is not impressed. A Christmas tree, big whoop, he says. To help her feel better, David slow dances with her to Joy to the World because that's exactly what you need at a time like this. They get back to the Mistletoe Manor and it finally comes out. David's dad was the son of the previous owner, the Mistletoe Manor. He says that after his sister passed away as a young girl, they stopped celebrating Christmas. My dad kind of became just a hermit, didn't want to talk to anybody. He told his mom, hey, take get out of here. I'm not good for nothing. He assumed that his dad didn't want anything to do with him, but he thinks that this scavenger hunt is his dad's final way of trying to tell him something. But what is it? She goes to the meeting, the council meeting, and pitches decorating the Mistletoe Inn again. And the deputy mayor is like, this woman with the decorating. You need to do something that is actual history, and that's your job. And then the real mayor, who is in the crowd, says, no, I like this idea. Let's do it. I guess we're going to go with the real mayor on this one. To celebrate, Heidi and David go ice skating and then spend time getting the house decorated. While that's happening, the kids get the final clue, but they need Wallace, David's dad's, help in solving it. He knows exactly where to go. This sleigh that his dad had with a secret scroll. This time there's a note for Wallace specifically and a copy of The Night Before Christmas, encouraging him to keep the tradition of reading it alive, and reminds him that he always loves him. As he reads the story, the deed for the house falls out, and he kind of looks up and does one of these Sammy Sosa bits. And the house, I guess, is going to stay in the family. David and Heidi find themselves under the mistletoe. What? They kiss real good ones, and we're happy for it. And that, my friends, was Mystery on Mistletoe Lane.
We did it.
We did do it. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll break this movie down here on Deck the Hallmark. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about Mystery on Mistletoe Lane, the Thursday night Hallmark Movies and Mystery release. Victor Webster, a woman I don't know.
Wow.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Erica.
That's
her first name.
Durant?
No. Erica Sarah.
Erica Sarah, two first names. Don't trust her. As far as I could throw her.
Cerra.
This sounds like a first
Michael
name.
Sarah?
It's like Sarah.
Sarah. Sort of.
Okay, got it. Let's start
Don't
with
trust her, though. I know
let's
that
start with the
much.
hot take. As far as I could throw, I haven't thrown
You
her.
might
So
be
I
able
could,
to launch her.
hot
You
take.
could,
She
yeah.
looks small.
I could build a contraption. Hot take. Let's share exactly how we felt about this movie.
Do you think when somebody says I don't trust them as far as I can throw them,
Right.
that includes anything you could build?
No, I don't
them?
think it does.
Okay.
I am letting everybody know, If I had to, I could build a catapult.
You could build one.
Yeah.
To launch Erica
without
Sarah.
any
We'll
directions
do this
or
in
help.
January. We don't have time now.
I will build.
build.
Get the things you need.
I
Your
will
catapult building
I will
section.
build a human catapult.
What's your budget?
$500.
$500. Human. It can launch a human being.
Yes.
Full size.
Yes.
Not a baby.
Why do
Not
I
a
feel like
baby.
I'm going to be the one in this catapult?
Well,
That's a different problem for a different day.
yeah.
Yes.
What do you think about this movie, Brian?
I like this one just fine. I thought this one was pretty good. It took a while for me to kind of get into it. Like once Wall, as I call him Wall.
You call him Wall.
Yeah, we do. We all call him Wall.
Once
Door.
Wall got involved, I feel like it was really got its legs under it. And that's when we started to get going. And I was kind of more on board there. I wish that happened sooner. Like when everybody was working together, everybody was on the same page because it was kind of secretive for a little while here on what was going on with the kids. I thought it was great once it got going. The part I didn't like was the dad leaving and I guess just doing a scavenger hunt for it to cover up all his bases and make everything all better.
Easily the biggest problem with this movie is a dad who abandons his child, but does leave a fun
Pretty cool.
scavenger hunt.
The issue is like he still probably is the cool dad for doing that. You know?
But also he left his kid forever.
He's gone forever, but
It's so incredibly mean.
But did you hear
It's
about the
so
scavenger
mean.
hunt? Scavenger.
I'm
the
going to leave
scavenger
him for
hunt
good.
has-
Never speak to him again.
But he gets to keep all
But
those
there
clues.
are 8 clues
And a little reindeer.
to remind you of my love.
That's right. And so
But it's a
cool.
no for me,
It's
dog.
so cool that he did it. But it's just a big hurdle to get over.
it's a
And
tough
just
one.
be
It's
like,
a tough
it
pill to swallow.
Doesn't quite make up for everything. So I'm kind of torn on rooting for this movie, the whole thing. So I'm rooting for the people. The people were great. Acting was good. But just a tiny little thing.
A little
it just
hiccup of the
kinda
whole
irks
plot.
at you a little bit.
Yeah. Of
So-
the entire plot of the film.
Yeah,
that
the
one.
basis
That
of
little
everything.
hiccup.
Right.
I hear what you're saying.
Child abuse be damned.
I don't care. I love this movie. I had a great time with this movie. And I will say I've seen some Christmas mysteries doing this job, like the HBO movie that we saw, Dan, where the kids go on the little hunt. I liked this. It felt good to me, and I was honestly intrigued by what was going to be at the end of this Christmas scavenger hunt. There's so much about this movie that I liked. I love the idea of like moving into a house and finding out that it has like this rich Christmas history about it and being like, I want to honor this Christmas history. That's what I hope will happen at my house one day. That one day after I'm dead, someone will move in.
They'll be doing detective work. They'll be like, this guy used to love Christmas. And then he put up all artificial trees.
Oh, you're funny, boy.
Also, we do have to talk about something. It has nothing to do with this podcast. It just has to do with you and I being friends and neighbors. Why are your decorations, your lights on outside 24 hours a day?
They're not out 24 hours a day.
At 9 a.m., noon, and 3 p.m., while the sun was out, they were on this weekend.
Okay, here's what's happened.
What is going on?
They have gone.
No one can see them.
I have taken them down, not down. I have turned them off.
It's over, everybody.
I thought that the timer was connected. The timer was not connected.
Okay, all right, good.
I
was worried you were just wanting to watch the world burn.
No, but it's LED. Like you'd have to really leave them on for a long time to have any sort of net negative. So I'm feeling pretty good about it, honestly. And the snowman, the little snowman that I got, you can see that at any time.
I rolled by at 9 in the morning. I was like, maybe he just set it to make sure it's on all night long. And then I rolled by at noon. I was like,
yeah, what's
he doing? And then in the afternoon, I was like, why are these?
But they look really good at night.
They look great at night, Brand.
Real
they look
happy
wonderful.
about it. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, this movie, I loved it. And Vic Webster, a champion of champions. Yeah, this movie just kind of made me feel nice and warm inside. I really liked it, and I would watch this one again. Absolutely. Dana?
So this movie has a huge obstacle to overcome at the beginning, which is it's not a mystery. It is a scavenger hunt. I went into the movie thinking we were getting an actual Christmas mystery, and this did not fit the bill of that. And so it took me about 10 minutes to realize we're not getting the thing I thought we were getting. And that was really difficult. And then when his dad gets involved and things get really serious, the movie gets better. The scavenger hunt didn't work for me like it did for you. The old house did work for me. The dad worked for me a lot. And then you find out that the entire story is built upon a dad leaving his son a life of trauma and a little consolation prize of a scavenger hunt with it. And that left a terrible taste in my mouth. So started off, I hated it. Ended, I hated it. In between, had glimmers of liked it. And so that leaves me with, I think it finished 7th or 8th on my list. But make no mistake, the beginning of this movie is really disappointing if you're expecting a mystery. And the end of this movie is hard to grapple with it being okay because of what this dad's a monster. He's not a good, and he was struggling with trauma too. He lost his daughter, but to just leave your son and to say, I'm never speaking to you again, but here's a fun challenge for you. Is crazy.
My best hope is he died right after putting in the final clue.
You're doing a lot of extra work here to make this okay.
Best case scenario, he died right when he closed that scroll.
Yeah.
And just never had the chance.
But to be honest, we watched this separately and it didn't even cross your mind till Brian said it.
What? It didn't bother me at all. And we'll talk about that more in the feels. But I think I get what you're saying about the mystery. The scavenger hunt isn't a mystery. It's a scavenger hunt. There is a mystery about the house.
Correct. There is.
Although the title is misleading because it's Mistletoe Lane.
Like we were going to get a crime
like a
murder or something.
Why was it not called Mystery of Mistletoe Manor?
Yeah.
Because it's just a specific.
I checked the title.
Yeah.
I did this. You weren't here. I was like, are we sure it's Mystery?
It's the whole street. This is the whole lane.
Yeah.
But part of that is that street doesn't exist anymore because they moved the front to the back or the back to the front.
I just
so
know
it used to be Mistletoe Lane.
Somewhere in the middle there, well, I guess over halfway when the dad is starts to unpack his trauma.
Yeah.
It becomes a better movie.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like the kids doing their thing. I can see how that worked for you. It was just like, all right, this isn't what I expected. It's a cool way of doing it, but it's not what I don't really care. But then the dad you realize that he's connected to all this. And then it becomes, it piques my interest for about 25 minutes. And then you're like, I was very distraught. Brian and I were both watching this together this morning and we were like,
furious.
You can't leave your son forever.
Right.
And this is what you get. The mystery is he's even a worse father than you thought he was. That's the twist ending is what's worse than leaving your kids is reminding them of the good times you had before you abandoned them. That's what's worse. So yeah, that was the unfortunate thing for me.
Let's get to all the feels. So we talk about when this movie gave us his feels. All Christmas, all warm, all is bright. Brian?
Yeah, mine actually it was the kids having this what do we call it? A
scavenger
hunt.
Wouldn't that be amazing to move as a kid?
Yeah.
You move into a new house and you have a
Oh.
scavenger hunt. I'd be losing if it's a Christmas scavenger hunt,
listen.
I would be losing my freaking mind.
My son at home would not be able to contest. He would be untenable.
Yes.
I would not have an ability to control the child if he found a secret Christmas scavenger hunt right now. He would be losing. It would be unbelievable.
Especially just having moved to a new place, your parents are splitting up. You have this fall into your lap, and it gave me an idea. My kids sometimes they don't want to read.
Kids.
My kids they get lazy. They don't want to read. If I did something like this that they get excited about, you have to read the clues, and so it's a good trick. So I'm thinking of back in my mind if I ever
or you got to read this and then you get today's clue.
Yeah,
and it's like an ongoing thing.
Exactly. So you could
something like that.
So it's a good.
I like that.
These kids are just cruising through these poems. Yeah. So it's a good little. But yeah,
I'd have to learn how to read first, but I'd be in on that.
Yeah, you'd be in. Actually, we could help you. Maybe
That'd
we
be
could really
good.
good with you. We'll have a scavenger hunt around here.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of work.
AEIOU.
Aaron will do it.
Aaron.
Right? She's on board.
Scavenger hunt.
What if I've already done it and you guys just can't?
Wow.
What if you already did and we haven't even found it yet?
True. That's
How
true.
frustrated must she be?
That's right.
Oh.
We should look harder. That's the problem. Yeah.
Should the dad have called? Sure.
I can't believe that you didn't think of this at all. I can actually.
But
I 100% can think of that.
Him reading that final note from his dad worked so hard for me.
Should not.
It crushed.
Brandon,
we were pretty upset at that point.
Don't care. Guys,
Brandon.
It was brutal.
I'm not gonna try to talk you out of your feels.
It
Don't
was
try to talk
brutal.
me out of my feels. I thought it was a sweet moment,
Oh
and
my gosh, Brandon.
and I just thought it was really nice.
You had to step bigger picture.
I'm not a
Good news
monster.
is when you leave, Gav and Grizz can at least have me around to explain that there was a time when you used to love Christmas.
Yeah, real trees and all that. I listen. In my minds, it was magical.
Yeah.
It was magical.
hysterical.
Did it make me tear up a little bit? Yeah, it did. I had a moment. It was good. It was good. And I'm like, I got my kid next to me. He's sick. He's like leaning up against me. I'm just like, yeah, buddy, I love you.
Yeah, this is about the time when I would have left.
Yeah,
If
this
I
is
was
about it.
in-
Yeah.
if
Right.
I was
No,
just
yeah,
getting
I
ready
left.
Victor's grandfather. This would be about the time when I
No,
would
I
make
deuced
my
out.
exit.
I said
Yes,
I'm out of here.
course,
But
yes.
yeah, it was a good moment. Dan?
Yeah, this movie made me miss my grandparents hard. Like really made like holidays at my my grandma and grandfather's house were magical, and also like the guy that plays Victor Webster's dad has this like when he's watching these kids solve this puzzle and he
Yeah.
knows he's a part of it, he has this thing where like he's getting to relive, you know, some good old days again, which he didn't get a lot of, and so I have very fond memories of doing very simple things that my grandparents had like ordered pizza or whatever. And my grandma just enjoying how much we were enjoying being there. Like I remember that. And I think that's part of the beauty of being a grandparent. And so it made me miss my grandparents, and then getting to see my parents and get to interact like that with my kids is special. And so I don't know if that was the intended effect because those are not his grandkids, but while I had no sympathy or feelings for the dad who is a deadbeat father, I did have a lot of feels for this guy who doesn't have grandkids, but there was something about that made me miss, you know, both of my grandparents lived until I was over 30. I was 34 when my grandfather died. And I was 2 years ago when my grandma died. So like I got to have them all the way until my 30s. And like I loved them so much. And it made me miss them. There you go.
But they will be his grandkids soon if
That's right.
That's right.
things keep
knock
moving in
on
the
wood.
right direction.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's investing early.
Yeah, he's investing early.
for the
That's right.
for this
That's
for
exactly
the
right, yes.
he's so in the I don't know. No. We'll be right back here on Dead Hallmark.
To the moon.
To the moon. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about the mystery of Mistletoe Lane, and it's time for the Wait What? This is where we talk about what in this movie made us go, wait, what? And I will start with you, Brian.
Yeah, very early on, Heidi, when she started her new job, she showed up with cookies to start out for everybody.
Of course. Cookies for the table.
For the table, for everybody there. Linda. And Linda opened the box and started taking out the cookies with her bare
Oh,
hands.
come on, man.
And just putting
Be
them on-
better, Linda.
I don't know where she was putting them, but she was making sure to get her
Linda.
hands all over every cookie. Harold, the neighbor across the street, his accent, like
Oh.
he was trying real hard for the Boston Mass accent, but he was literally all over the map, like Ireland, Scottish, in
Canada,
there,
Wisconsin.
Canadian, Wisconsin, the Midwest, everything. He was
Every
throwing
time he's
everything.
on scene, Brian was like, what's he doing now? What's he
Who
doing?
is he now? Who's
Yeah.
Harold now? So that was really fun.
We don't get to watch these movies with Brian. Brian got to watch the movies this morning. And
I
so
did.
this was fun. It was
Yeah.
it was fun.
And I
for
said,
me.
I am not
Yeah,
coming.
he protested, so it's just the two
I hear you
of
guys are just gonna be mad
Brian's
about a
gonna be
deadbeat
there?
dad.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Wednesday we'll do it all together. This is something that just I know they did it for the movie because it's a mystery, but like the spiderweb budget rivaled the Christmas tree
Cobweb?
budget. The cobweb
Yeah.
budget, sure, cobweb,
Those
spiderweb.
aren't spider webs. That's giant spiders.
Cobweb, spiders are making them.
Yeah.
Maybe. They're everywhere. Like just vacuum every wall down the day you move in. Like just
Brian
clean it
is
up.
really bothered by the
Just,
cobwebs.
there's no reason to have so many.
That's
It was
why-
over the top,
Yeah.
the cobwebs there. And
That was the mystery of the movie. Is why they didn't do anything about the
why
cobwebs.
didn't they clean up? Where is this spider?
Yeah.
This giant spider.
Yeah.
And they just weren't even trying to promote events at the Historical
No.
Society. Like they were at the end, they finally were handing out flyers, which they quickly ditched to go skate for the couple
Right,
song.
Of course.
But just not even trying. Or actually, maybe we appreciate that because they weren't like the whole thing wasn't like, how can we get people down here?
Yes.
They did the hashtag joke and
Hashtag took off.
It did take off, but they didn't harp on it. So maybe that was better. But they just weren't. They hardly did anything to get people in the door, and nobody showed up until the end. So
There you have
they
it.
did a good job not getting people in the door.
I immediately knew that me and Heidi were different people because she goes to leave to go to work for the first day, and the moving truck shows up, and it parks in her driveway as she's getting ready to get into her car. And so what she decides to do, instead of saying, hey, would you mind moving for a second so I can get my car out? She decides to walk to work.
Oh, gosh,
We're
no.
just different people.
No.
I would say, hey, I'm clearly
Yeah,
about
just-
to get
could
in my
you just-
car.
Yeah,
And
back
then
it
you
on
can
out.
pull
Yep,
right
that's
on
right.
in.
Yeah.
She didn't even she's like, yeah, I guess this is, she thought about it. She went like,
No,
whatever,
forget
I'm just
it.
going to walk.
Forget
I'm just
it, I'll
going to walk in the cold weather that
You
I haven't
think
been a
you
part
are,
of.
I am. No way.
No, kid, no way. So Vic Webster, when he walks in for the first time, he's holding a Christmas tree, and he's like, the new person's late on the first job, blah, blah, blah. And then he moves to the Christmas tree and sees that Heidi is there, and she says, could have warned me, Linda. That's not on Linda. You can't walk in blind into a room and start talking trash.
That's right.
When you don't know who's in the room. That's reckless behavior. He didn't see a car because she walked to work, so obviously she's not here. But that's just reckless. That's not on Linda. What did you want Linda to say? She's here.
Yeah.
What did you want
Is there
Linda
a
to say?
signal?
She could've done anything.
If Linda's here, hold your hands really high
Yeah,
in the air.
I can't see. I got the Christmas tree.
She
Nothing
knows,
she could have
She knows
said.
David's going to start talking smack. She
Classic.
could have spoken up a little bit.
He just comes in the room just talking bad about everybody.
My favorite thing was, though, at the city council meeting, the real mayor standing up in the audience and being like, it turns out I'm here today. I'm here. I'm not back, but I'm here.
And the mayor's in like the third row.
Yeah. Couldn't get good
She
seating.
needs the use of a cane,
Yeah.
and they make her the mayor who needs a cane sit in the third row. Could you slide in, Mayor?
I
Just
love
right there in
though
the back,
that
back there.
the mayor it hasn't been cleared to return back to work, but she still saw the plan for the meeting. She's like, I gotta go to
And
this
they
one.
left a chair empty in the middle for her to sit in. Yeah. Brian
If
thought
you're there, just get up there.
Brian thought the
whole time.
Vicster was secretly the mayor, and that would have been
would've
really
been a good
fun.
bet.
Yeah. I was kind
And
of disappointed
They,
when
they
he
didn't
wasn't.
do it. No, they didn't do it.
The mayor just is in the third.
Hanging out in
She's
the third
like,
row.
I do want to.
Yeah.
I know I'm not back. I'm not back in a professional staff, but I am
Capacity.
still a part of this town. And dadgummit, I'm invested in this situation. I love that. That made me laugh. Dan.
Yeah, I don't know if we've met a character in one of these movies that needs therapy as much as Vic Webster's dad does. Please, can we get this guy? Like, he has been through, he literally is remembering trauma. Like, as this movie unfolds, that is decades old. And he finally unpacks this trauma with the kids and with Vic and with Heidi and with everybody there. And he finishes unpacking it. He's like, then my dad just left and that was the end and blah, blah, blah. And there's literally silence for a beat, one beat. And then Heidi goes, let's get back to that treasure hunt. Could we? Thanks for sharing, old man.
Kind of a downer. Let's go.
Yeah, no, he left you. Yeah, no, that's terrible. Yeah. Kids, let's
so you
get
were
back to that
saying,
the next.
You
what was
lost
that
your
clue
sister
again?
at a young age from pneumonia. We have 4 reindeer.
Yeah,
How many left?
4.
Where's that?
Those cookies ready
We
yet?
need 5. Like no one cares. It's just like, dad was gone, and then next thing you know, where are we? We're at Comet. That's what we. Which one is it? It's unbelievable. There is no one visiting the historical society.
Yeah.
Like, not like an occasional. There's literally no one visiting. So. It cannot possibly be the fact that she's doing a bad job if no one is visiting. If numbers are down, for no one to visit. And I want to be very clear. This town is crackers nuts about Christmas. They are insane about Christmas. They have trees on every corner, and they do a thing at the Historical Society that's the history of Christmas, and no one shows up. No one. Like, there is no way that the person that was there before her, Vic Webster, I guess, was just crushing it with these events. Like, you have to have somebody to show up for this to show us that to show us she's doing a bad job. The fact that nobody shows up is just, it's crazy. Heidi gets the first 2 jokes, Christmas jokes and riddles, like, immediately. Yeah. And
Can I just really quick say that the chat's mad at all of us because His dad didn't leave.
Oh, excuse me.
He kicked everyone out.
Are you telling? Time out. If people are all caps mad about that, oh my goodness.
Yep.
It's worse, guys.
It's worse.
It's worse than him leaving in the middle of the night. He tells them to leave.
No, that's what they're saying. They're like, you're not hitting it. You're not. It's
not.
It's
we're
worse.
Not hitting it. Oh, it's worse than that.
That's what they're saying.
Oh,
like,
okay, good.
You're making it sound better than it is. He didn't leave. He kicked the whole family out. He said, "The mistletoe man is mine."
And Bran loves this guy because
love
he left a note and 8 clues for his son instead of throwing the ball around in the backyard with him.
I am beyond thankful that I had a dad who was present and didn't leave. But if he did, this is the way I'd want him to make it
Or
right.
if he kicked us
you
out.
yeah.
If he kicked us out.
If he kicked us out.
This is my ideal. Hey, let's make it right. Yeah.
You're embarrassed of yourself, and you know
A little bit embarrassed,
Heidi gets the first 2 mistletoe puns, just like boom, boom, easy. And Vic is as surprised, like Vic is impressed, like we are. He's like, did you just know these? And then she goes, those jokes are classics, and any parent would know them. What are you talking about, lady? Like, she's like, you got to know these jokes to, like, entertain your kids. Those 2 riddles that's not in the parenting handbook. Like, you don't get 2 mistletoe jokes just at your disposal when you become a parent. That's not how that works. I'm good for you.
ChristmasMorningPodcast.com/jokes. You can get a bunch of great Christmas jokes that are shared on Christmas morning every single day.
And then you can get new merch.
ChristmasMorningPodcast.com/shop. That's exactly right.
There's
a fantastic cardigan, man. I'm going to rock it so hard.
Yeah. Got to check it out. At the beginning of this movie, she gets locked out of her own house because she has to go back to her. She slept there all night. She has to go back to her car for 1 box. The 1 box she left in her car was the coffee stuff.
Most important stuff.
Of all the things you would bring in night 1, wouldn't you bring in the coffee machine for the next morning? Yeah. If you're going to bring in 1 box before you hit the hay, it's going to be the coffee stuff. Yeah. You're not going to leave that all night. Like, I know Vic is like starting a new restoration job, but my man has nothing to do. He has nowhere to be in all day to get there. He is just free to do whatever you need him to do all the time. And then lastly, I can't believe this city is having her defend her job when her house literally isn't even unpacked yet. Yeah. Like the fact that she's defending her job at a town hall meeting in this movie on the 21st of December when she may have moved in on the 18th is insane. Like, even if the rest of the movie was good, this would be enough for me to be like, this is bad. This is a bad movie. So yeah, there you go.
It's time for the Hallmarks. I wonder what could have been. Maybe have it get some clarity. Any questions that we still have, Brian? What are you still wondering about?
Yeah, I was just really confused about her whole job, her whole role there, the whole historical society building. Like, it seems like they were pretty cool with nobody being there, and they weren't even really surprised that nobody showed up. Like, they seemed to be fine having the building to themselves. So, like, why are they keeping this going? Is there a plan to really, up this, like put some money into this? I mean, you bring somebody in, you probably pay some of the moving expenses. You're paying for their housing. This is a huge expense. They're putting a lot of money into this. Like, there's nothing coming. So I was just kind of concerned about fiscal responsibility here. The deputy mayor, maybe the deputy mayor's got some ideas for he changed his mind at the end there, so he seems to be on board. So I hope we have some ideas to really ramp up some participation.
Yeah. I got a couple. One,
Brand's bored to tears over there.
So bored.
Brand's thinking about how to leave his kids right now.
I sure am. I'm already on clue number 4.
Wow.
I got 2. One, if the painting didn't fall mysteriously, like
roll credits.
I guess was the dresser number 1.
The dresser was 1.
But unless you're like, that's pretty like the only reason he opened that up is because he saw the carving. So it's just like eventually, like, pretty nice that picture fell down though. Is the house haunted? I don't know. But going back to that painting, so there's the painting that's in the house. It's covering the hole with the reindeer on the back of that is a clue. But there is an identical painting with a different riddle on the back of it in Victor Webster's basement.
And we never hear anything else about it.
Why? So
JR
is the one
out there just chucking
like
riddles
was
on
it like,
paintings.
hey,
He grew up in that house, and he
But why does he have two?
They're different paintings.
I
So
thought they were the
on
same.
his way of getting kicked out of his house, the last thing he took was the mistletoe painting.
One of the two with one of the riddles on it.
I guess
that doesn't
so.
lead
One
to a
of them was
scavenger hunt?
one of them was for his sister,
Yes.
and one of them was for him, and he took it on his way of
JRMR.
the
Jar,
kid.
Jar and Mar.
Yeah.
The kid-
Wall and door.
Wall and door.
Jar and Mar is what I call them.
Wall.
I don't want you to get confused. I gave them Jar and Mar as my way of remembering them.
Wall is getting kicked out of his house as a child,
That's right.
and it's like,
He's like, I'm going to take this.
I'm
painting.
taking my painting.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
one thing I'm going to do.
One's
I'm
for
going to take
wall, one's for door.
one's for door. And there's, okay, great. I mean, yeah, I guess. I guess. Dan?
Yeah, I need to know more about this father. I know that we've talked about him a bunch, but I mean, my kids are 7. I can't imagine doing this. Now, it's clear this guy suffered like a great deal of grief, which led him to this. But then, based upon Vic's dad's memory, he had kind of forgot, like, he had just buried it deep within his subconscious and just had not dealt with it. And then this was causing him to deal with all this. So we never get any sort of what happened to the, like, we don't know. Yeah. Did the dad, like, what happened to this guy? Like, he was very depressed and tells his family to leave. Where'd he go? What did he do? How long did he live? I would love to know how long he was alive waiting for them to solve that cool riddle while he was just like mired in grief. It's tough. Its movie was on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. It was. So it has the ability to be a little bit more dramatic. But guys, this is a very, very dark plot point, even for Hallmark. I don't know if I've ever seen them do a bit where the scavenger hunt was left by a guy who was ostensibly an awful human being and celebrate it. And so I just would love to know
it, no problem.
where he is.
Had a great time.
I love that you didn't think about this.
I
I'd love
that.
to know that. That would be good information for us. It would maybe help the thing play better, in my opinion.
Can I ask you guys another question that I might maybe I just missed it? So the house was somehow like left to the Historical Society for whoever is running.
Dude couldn't find the deed.
Right. So that's how that happened. So he has the deed now, so he could, in theory, just kick that family out.
He could kick
that's
that family out and take his house back. Yes.
Well, hopefully he's not like his dad.
Like father, like son.
Yeah. You got a little power.
Oh man, a really fun movie. But was there any fighting? Was
a good
there
question.
any?
That is a great question.
There's only
Nick
one
was in
person,
it, and my man, he can fight.
he can
So-
fight. If ever there was a movie that there would be fighting, it would be one that
Yeah.
he's in. But let's find out. Here's Fighting Chance with Vic Webster.
Fighting Chance with Vic Webster. A fighting chance with Vic Webster. Was the fighting in the movie? Did someone get hurt? It's a fighting chance with Vic Webster. A fighting chance with Vic Webster. A fighting chance with Vic Webster. Vic Webster!
That movie had so much action in it, it was unbelievable. I'm not talking about this movie.
A fighting chance with Vic Webster. Vic Webster!
Thanks,
Nicely
Vic.
done, Vic.
Yeah, well done.
As always.
We're gonna be back tomorrow with another episode. What is it? Christmas every day?
Christmas every day.
everything? Christmas
Day,
everything?
everywhere.
Everything
Christmas.
Christmas. Everything everywhere,
You got it.
all at
All at
once. Is what we're covering tomorrow. Until then, maybe first wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is a Bramble Jam podcast. It's produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.